Hello everyone, my name is Magdely Diaz. I'm a senior here in the anthropology department, getting a certificate in environmental studies, and I'm here in the Carly Field Center, having the honor to interview the new director, Travis Tucker. I've known you previously through my experience as a DDA student leader, so this is a great opportunity for other students, incoming students, to get to know a little bit more about you and the CAF.
Yeah, so my name is Travis Tucker. I use him as pronouns, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Assistant Dean of Diversity and Inclusion and Director of the Carly Field Center. And so we are sitting in the class of 1985 room, or the We Are Loved room. I really like this room just because of all of the identifiers that are within the space and quotes of empowerment and love. And so I feel like when you come into this space, you feel that. But about me, I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio, born and raised. Got all of my education in Ohio. And so like that, and my family is still there. And so like that has always been a huge part of who I am. Family has always been a huge part of who I am. And education as well. And I think that I've found a lot of myself through, education. I came out in college and that was a huge part of my experience. I found my Blackness and my, in relation to college student activities that I was a part of. And so I think my experience within education has always led me to find aspects of myself. And I think through my work, I'd like to think that I give that opportunity to other students to find themselves through, whether it's a cultural center or, being a part of student groups and just guiding them through that. I know how important it is. So I always try to give people, that opportunity because I know how important it was to me. We have to have those spaces because those prepare students for the future, right? More and more workplaces are becoming much more diverse. More and more spaces are needing that, and I think employers are looking for it. And so I think if our office can help in any way fester that education for individuals, we know that that's going to make for better people in the future.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
definitely. Yeah. So how did you find your specific place here in CAF? Coming from Ohio, Jersey is not right next door.
Yeah, well, there's been a few stops in between. I always thought that diversity, equity, and inclusion work, while I always knew that it was connected to me, I never thought that I would be doing it. I always assumed that I would be doing, work in residential life, which was what I initially got into student affairs and higher education doing. But I just found a passion in it. I always like doing work that involves people and getting to know people and knowing people by their names and their stories and experiences. And I fully stumbled into it and fell in love with it pretty quickly. And I firmly believe that when you find your passion and your calling, things just slowly work its way, in. And I've just been really lucky to have opportunity after opportunity, and to do good work and have the opportunity to do good work with good people. So when the opportunity for Princeton came along, and when I was going through the process of, interviewing, I think that I just kept finding good people along the way. It's I got to meet people where, you know that it fits, and that people really care about the work, and it's not just about putting a rubber stamp on something. They really want to create change and to give students the opportunity to create change, which ultimately is, part of what gets me excited about the work. We want to make sure that students know that if they, however they show up, at Princeton, that they're going to find a space and a sense of belonging within the space, and that's really important.
So knowing that, Princeton likes to admit curious students, what are some spaces that can foster that curiosity, whether that's DEI work or, just reflecting on where they're coming from, just because, coming to Princeton, that identity you may have held in high school can be, in a different conversation at Princeton. So any spaces that CAF provides for incoming students? Yeah,
well, I would say that between CAF and ODI, so ODI is the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, we're lucky to have a lot of spaces where students are able to engage. And it starts, during the pre-orientation space. So we mentioned DDA a little bit earlier, and so that's a great opportunity for students to really engage. We typically will take anywhere from 50 to 55 students off campus and engage in smaller intergroup dialogue conversations around race, gender, sexual orientation, activism, social activism. We also have some great programs on the other side of orientation called PUMP. So that's the Princeton University Mentoring Program. It's a hugely popular program where we will pair first-year students with upperclassmen students and engage in mentoring spaces for those students. And they will be able to build an understanding and community. And another cool thing I think about PUMP that is unique from other mentoring programs is the alumni component that's connected to PUMP. So you will not only have, as a first-year mentor or mentee, you will not just have your upperclassman mentor, but you also will have alum connection, which I think is really, really cool and gives you that kind of 360 experience around, what is it like to be, a Princeton student within the minoritized lens. So that's really great. We also have the Fields Fellow program, which is really based in peer-to-peer learning and education. And so students are able to engage in different conversations around social justice issues, led by Jess Norman, who is awesome in really building out that support for those students in their education capacity. We also always have positions that are available. And so if students are interested in interning for our office and really helping with some of the logistical pieces that come with some of the amazing programs that we do. The great thing about Princeton, and another reason what drew me here, was just the amount of diversity, equity, and inclusion positions that are just across campus as a whole. I think that is like a really cool thing for, any prospective student to know, is that while the Field Center is absolutely part of that team or that web of cultural understanding, we are not the only person, right? We are not the only office. And I think that's really important for students to know. You're gonna find it in other spaces. And if you need to engage with us and how to find that, we are always happy to help engage you or connect you with a staff member within an academic department or on the campus life side.
So, we're in the beginning stages of, welcoming you here at CAF. But is there something that you're most excited about, that you're looking forward to the upcoming year? I know you mentioned a lot of these new conversations that you're going to be having with student leaders.
One thing that excites me most about this new year and really being at a new space is really knowing that we have a lot of opportunities to grow our office and grow out the constant the programming that we have. So we're sitting at a space where diversity, equity, and inclusion work, I think now more than ever, is really valued and I think is really necessary to the work that we do. We know that institutions like Princeton were created without students of color in mind, and so we have to think of ways to how do we build out spaces to ensure that students know that while that you weren't, when it was founded, you were not in mind, that you are most certainly in mind now. And that spaces for you are going to continue to grow and we are going to continue to be thoughtful in how we build out those spaces for people.
Given, the recent news of affirmative action as well, I know that can definitely affect how students see themselves here at Princeton and their relationship with belonging with higher institutions. With
this class, current students, future classes, how do we make sure that, students of color, minoritized students know without a shadow of a doubt that that you belong here, that your space, that your being, your intelligence, everything that you provide, absolutely belongs here, and that we are so grateful to have you here. And so, that's one thing to say it, and we will continue to say it as often as we can, that your worth and value at this institution is critical to its success and for it to continue to move forward. So.
Let's say if we didn't convince them already, if there's a student out there that is, thinking about coming to Princeton, I'm sure they would, appreciate your why Princeton as well.
For me and what I hope for them is that they know is that when you come to Princeton is that you have people that really care and really want to get to know you as a person. and really want to get to know all the aspects of who you are. And particularly within the context of CAF, we know that our students are coming from backgrounds and experiences where sometimes this might be the first space where they have been able to fully dive into their identities in a way that feels authentic to them. We are so excited to create space for students of minoritized identities and backgrounds to find a stronger sense of self. Back to the Future thing, we know that is going to make them better people after they leave here. Why Princeton for you, Magdely?
Me?
Yeah.
I say this retrospectively.
Yeah.
Princeton has given me such a platform to like push my potential that I don't think I would have been able to receive at another institution. Not only academically did I, perform more than I think I was capable of, but I am so much more of a leader and like a community builder, and just as like a better community member. Which I am so thankful for, and has given me a lot of spaces to be thoughtful and empathetic towards, new identities and cultures. Thank you so much, Travis. I'm so excited, for you to embark this new journey here at CAF and for everyone to meet you. Any last comment?
Well, I just want to thank you. Thank you for taking the time to interview me, and for the questions and really being able to engage with you. And I'm just really excited. I'm excited to meet new students and engage with them, and hope that particularly for any prospective student, hopefully we will see them here in the Carly Field Center soon. So it'll
be a great year.
Yes,
It'll be a great year.
Absolutely.